Alright, quick question for you. This is the Cremated Remains, an add-on for the Singularity that makes survivors blind. If you had to place it on the add-on tier list, where do you think it would belong? As it turns out, it is pretty damn high. A Singularity main that I talked to told me that this very well could be the second strongest add-on on Singularity under the right circumstances. And at first I was a bit skeptical, but then I remembered that I actually did play against a Singularity with this add-on, and it was very oppressive. When he left me on the ground for an extended period of time, I could not see my teammates, and because I'm on the ground and anyone coming to help me will be infected by the slipstream, they will also become blind afterwards. And this is something that you can abuse heavily. If you run the iridescent add-on that makes everyone start out slipstream, you can begin to slug from the very beginning, and survivors just don't have a lot to do if they are not very coordinated here. I played multiple matches with a full slugging build and these two add-ons together, and the results were stunning. Survivors died every single time. Their perks were often completely countered. Many of them didn't even get a chance to do anything at all because I never hooked or picked up. And generators that they did across the board were basically zero. They did almost 0 gens across 3 games. I decided to make things a little bit harder for myself and wait a full minute at the start and bring only 1 perk. And guess what? I still managed to beat all survivors. I am actually completely in awe of how strong this add-on is. And I decided to challenge myself further by making things even harder. All right, this time around, we're not gonna wait a minute. We're literally gonna wait until they pop 1 gen. If they have 4 gens and they all pop at once, well, too bad. I won't make you wait until that happens. I'm just gonna skip it in the editing room. But before I do that, let me remind you that we have a new plushie that is out right now. He's a real cutie pie, 9 inches of fluffiness. He's available in the link in the description. Thanks to everyone that's already gotten one. Okay, first, let's go. Now that was a pretty slow gen. That seemed like it could have been a single person on it. So it means we should be expecting more gens to pop. Did that even work? Come on, I can't waste time. That will do. Okay, 1 here. 1 there might do. So they did a gen next to Shack. Okay. Alright, so we basically have nothing. We have 1 perk that will make them scream when they pick themselves up from the ground. And just the blindness add-on, literally nothing else. That is a terrible idea against this killer. At least 1 more gen should be popping, at least. Let her see me when she checks behind you. Oh, okay. Okay, that's a big mistake. And remember, we're not picking up. Put that there to block the... Ooh, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. There they are. Let's do this. Nice. This is not a drone, a pod that we want, so let's just remove it. Go for this girl now. See any scratchies? Ooh, that's I think we can probably get her with this one. Perfect. She did not do that very well, I think. Michaela went for the rescue. We know that thanks to the scream. Let's see what's going on. Oh, that's real lucky. Let's see if we can hit them before they... Oh, that would have been so lucky. Yeah, so Michaela and Yui are both there. That's good to know. I see scratch marks over here. That's so lucky. Wow, this kill should have really used it before getting caught by this camera. Ooh, a little bit of a whiff from me. Iron Will on this Meg. We're going to remember that. We'll put a big one here as well. This should maybe catch someone. Ooh, how about this one? Nice, 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 nice. And even though we've given them a bit of an advantage again... Oh, she went into a locker. I've never seen a survivor do that. Why would she go into a locker? That's not very good. Is it? Ooh, this girl's not in a... Oh, I was a bit too premature. She's not in a very good spot. Yeah, I tried to teleport too early. She's dead. She's dead. This... How am I out of the 3 people down? Is blindness really this good? Oh my god. If I go for the down girl, it's over already. She had swim burst, but it doesn't matter. That girl is behind me and completely cut off from the rest of the map. Now, I check that. I'm gonna check this one. And I didn't see it, so I'm gonna check this. Oh, this, rather. Don't see her. Check this, don't see her. Check that. Mech might be telling me where she is by crawling in this direction. Yeah, needless to say, they're already kind of screwed. Keep in mind, Mech doesn't even see her teammate. I'm pretty sure they are here, so let me use this. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I got them. They're literally dead. She's too far from everyone else. I think she's dead. People don't know how to play against a skiller, do they?
No longer useful.
We have a sound bug, but she's dead. Alright, so after playing these matches, it's clear to me that Slugging is clearly very, very strong right now. The average Survivor team is not prepared for it, and this isn't just my anecdotal experience. There's a streamer that made a big experiment with a much larger sample size, and her conclusion is that the Slugging players do way, way better on average compared to the normal hooking players. They get much better results much sooner. Survivors disconnect way more frequently as well. So clearly, there is something wrong with Slugging. It works way too well, and it kind of encourages the killer to take a lot of shortcuts. And the saddest part, right, is that if you play Survivor with your friends, you can run more Unbreakables, you can run more We're Gonna Live Forevers, maybe you can bring Exponential, and all of these things will help you counter Slugging quite a bit, and even help in pretty normal gameplay as well, right? But if you're playing solo, it just sucks, man. If you are hit with a blind status effect and you don't know where your teammates are and you don't have comms, that is such an unfair situation. I do think that one thing they could conceivably change about the blindness status effect is remove it working from survivors on the ground. Right now, when you are blind, you still see things like killer props because those are deemed too important, and you still see the little bubble that happens when a survivor gets hooked. But if they're on the ground, you don't see anything. I do think this should change. I think survivors on the ground should be revealed to their teammates no matter what, so blindness shouldn't work on that. And to make up for it, blindness could be buffed in other ways. I think the most obvious and logical conclusion is to make blindness hide the rage stain of the killer. That could be a buff to make up for it. Or literally anything else that affects solo and survivor friends at a similar level and doesn't punish people for playing on their own, which I honestly think is a little bit sad. If you have any better ideas, please let me know. And even though it's very tempting to play with this Slugging, it makes you feel very powerful, I urge you not to. It's honestly disgusting, and I vow to never play with this build or this playstyle ever again until something gets changed. Maybe.